It is your duty and obligation to say no the vast majority of the time in your life so that you can reach your fullest potential. And in this video, I'm going to explain why this is so important, but also how you can approach this when it comes to people in your life and saying no to them in a people-skilled manner so that they don't turn away from you forever. How does that sound? There's a sentence that I use all of the time, which is, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. The most important thing that we as men need to stand for is truth. Truth, the definition that we use on this channel, we've been using it for years, is that which works in the long run and in the big scheme of things. Now, saying yes continuously again and again and again and again puts us at extreme risk. This is very simply explained through the eyes of a trader. Now, a trader like myself, I enjoy trading on the side. And what I notice is that people who overtrade, those that say yes to a lot of trades, are the ones that very often gets themselves in biggest trouble. Those that wait and wait and wait, in other words, say no, 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 it's not the right time, almost there, but not quite yet. Okay, yep, that's the one. They're the ones that actually make all the money. I believe it was Warren Buffett that said that the markets is merely a tool that exchanges wealth or resources from impatient hands to patient hands. Impatient, those that say yes, 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 yes. And the patient ones that say no, 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 so that they can eventually say yes. So it is important at some point in time to say yes, obviously. But we're talking vast majority of the time, you should be saying no. It is your masculine imperative to do so. The more you say yes, the more feminine you likely are, because you are submitting to the will of someone else. That's a feminine thing. If you're masculine, you will say no, 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 no the vast majority of the time in order for you to say yes to the things that you actually want to do. Femininity, submissive. Masculinity, rebellious, right? And the reason why we're rebellious is because we want to progress to the next level continuously. So saying no the vast majority of the time, just simply put, means that our resources are beginning to be allocated more wisely. You say yes all the time, then you're basically spreading your seeds everywhere. But if you're saying yes a few specific times because you know that this is a good risk to reward ratio win-win situation, then you go for it. And the only reason why you were able to say yes at that time was because you had priorities. You had standards in place that allowed you to stand for something so you didn't fall for everything else. Understand that you've got to get rid of what you don't want to make room for what you do want. So if you're just saying yes, yes, sure, yeah, whatever, okay, great, yeah, let's go. How on earth are you going to be able to have the resources to say yes to the right thing in the future? You won't. We have basically our attention, our money, and our time. That's all we got. So you got to be very careful about how you use that time, money, and attention. When you have a family in the future, if you've continuously said yes to buying this and this and this and this and this and this and this, you'll probably put yourself in bad debt, and as a result have to say no to things that are actually truly important to you, your women, and your children. Why? It was because you weren't masculine and you didn't put your foot down of knowing exactly what you wanted and standing for that. This has everything to do with integrity. If you say yes to something, guess what? You've committed. You now actually have to do it. because it was your word, right? You can't lie because that puts you in the opposite direction of masculinity. In terms of you as a man, like integrity is you following the book, following what you're supposed to do in order for you to arrive to where you want to go. You want to be able to say yes to the things that you truly do want because that's the truly integral thing to do. Your success is completely and utterly dependent on your ability to say no because you're setting up perimeters, you're setting up boundaries, you're setting up a safe space for the things that you truly want and for the things that your loved ones truly want. You need boundaries for them because femininity is going to say yes a lot of times. And at that time, you have to come in and interrupt the pattern and say, no, this is how far you can go, but no further. Because then I will have an issue. Then I will have a problem. We are the ones that need to control that narrative as masculine men. I could go on and on and on about specific examples, but now you understand the importance of saying no, understanding what your priorities are, and then following through with those priorities. No, 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 yes. Okay, if I've said yes to the first thing and that was my top priority, what's my next priority? Then I can say yes to that, and then yes, and then yes. It's so crucial in every single aspect of life, but especially your money and especially your time schedule. Your daily schedule that's the secret. That's where your success is found. Or your failure. Do you have an amazing daily schedule? And guess what? If you're saying yes to a lot of people, you do not have a great schedule. You're allowing everyone else to dictate you and your life continuously, and as a result, you're not going to get what you want. If you don't have a schedule that you've decided on, someone else is going to direct you around and tell you what to do. And as a result, you're following their plan, their goals, their agenda, and you don't get what you want at the end of the day. Unless it is someone that you've paid to actually guide you towards where you want to go. It's so funny because masculine men, great, they're supposed to rebel and say no all the time. Okay, fantastic. The problem is that very often they say no to the thing that they're actually needing. They're rebellious against the fact that I invite them to a 30-day free trial in a coaching program is going to get them to where they want to go, and that they say no to. What the flip? They need to say no to everything else, in my opinion, if they actually want to get to where they want to go, but they don't have the time, they don't have the resources. 30-day free trial, you don't have the resources. Like, do you get what I'm saying? This is the problem that men put themselves in because they're like, well, I don't want to be led by others. I can take care of my accountability myself. The vast majority of the time, you can't. And if you're honest with yourself, you could do 10 times better from a discipline perspective, accountability perspective, to get where you want to go if you had the guidance of someone that wants to take you there. You have to say no to things that are not going to take you to your goals. But you have to say yes to the things that will. And I would say the biggest priority is to put yourself in the presence of other people that've got the life that you desire, or at least are 1,000 steps ahead of you. That's how success works. So let's explain now, what do you do with family and friends and people who are asking you to do something and you're the nice guy and you basically go and do everything for your mom and dad and you go and you lend out money to your friend because he needs it or blah 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 blah. No. You have to learn to say no, but how do you say it? It's key because you don't want them to hate you forever, right? So the way you go about doing that is that you say yes to a lot of things that you are okay with doing, that are easy things, easy to do, that doesn't require a lot of time investment, money investment, or attention investment. Do those small little things, because those small little things, they add up over time. So that when it comes to the big stuff, and this is the most important thing where you need to rebel against tradition, or rebel against people that have an old mindset that doesn't work very well for success, and you can see that because your parents might not be successful, the vast majority of the time that's the case, you can't follow them on the big stuff. You can only follow them on the small stuff so that they kind of have a sense that you actually care about them, right? Like there is a saying that I like, which is what's important to you is important to me. But there needs to be a limit to that, or else they're going to control your life forever. And then when you're 50 years old, you're going to look back and you're going to resent your parents and resent your friends for you being stuck in a position that you didn't want to be in because you didn't understand life, you didn't understand success, and you didn't basically fulfill your true potential. And you can't blame anyone else at that time because you said yes to it. This is why you need to take preventative measures and do it this way of saying yes to all of the small itty bitty things for the people that you do care for. For people you don't care about, okay? Like, you know, you can be helpful and nice and kind and have a smile and, you know, and give them a little bit, tidbits here and there just because you're a normal human being that loves and cares for people, right? But you don't have to go massively out of your way for every single person in your life, because if you do, you're following their agenda, you're not going to get the success that you desire. You've got more important things to do. But when it comes to people that you truly love, that you truly desire to have in your life for the rest of your life, you gotta focus on those small things that are extremely important to them that don't require a lot. An example could be that your parents want you to follow this specific religion. Maybe you don't believe in that religion. Now, do you choose to follow that religion because your parents did it and it's tradition, I might as well, yada yada? If you know you don't really believe it, why are you following that agenda? Instead, I would be focusing on, let's make sure I have, you know, one night a month with my mother, make sure I take her out. I give her small gifts here and there once in a while. And like, I basically make her smile and laugh at every opportunity that I've got, you know, when I have the little bit of time that I've got with her and I visit with them, etc. You know, like I do things. But when it comes to a big thing like following a religion that's going to drown a lot of time and energy from you in the long run if you stick around with something that you don't even believe in, I'm just giving you an example, but you need to figure out what those big things are in your life where you're saying yes to something that you don't want, something that you don't believe in, something that's going to prevent you from getting the things that you actually want in the future. Religion is actually a good one because, hey, if it's the wrong religion, you're literally moving away from truth. There's a lot of people that are going in that direction, right? So understand that people skills is all about showing that you care about them, but you care about them so much that you're willing to rebel against the thing that they think is the right thing to do so that you can show them a better way. You have to be an example in everyone else's lives around you. When something that is not right is happening and you're saying yes to it, you're basically joining along and being part of the herd. When you're supposed to be a masculine leader, standing for that which is right and true and faithful. You have to understand this principle. Learn to say no early and often so that you can say yes to the things that truly matter and that will take you to where you want to go. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.